We are excited to do a new series where we're going to be introducing the new place that Ethan and I purchased. It's a little bit different than what you're used to seeing on our social media, but we're excited to take you guys along for the ride. We're standing in what will be our new neighborhood in North Vancouver. We bought a new condo, or an old condo, that will be new once we're done renovating, and we're excited to take you guys through the process, what it looks like, costs, through the different design phases, and how an interior designer designs a place for themselves. Oh, follow along. Welcome to my new home. Oh, this wasn't what you're expecting? Well, we're building it ourselves. Renovating it, I'm actually not building anything. We have a great team of trades. I did do some of the demolition myself, but I'm going to let you guess how much. It's a little dirty. But this is our new home. We are currently standing in what's going to be our new living room. We bought this place after years of searching. We've moved all over the place, different neighborhoods. And finally, when we kind of settled into our offices, we decided living over here on the North Shore. So we lived here for a bit. We've been renting this super cute what we call the cottage. Our street's on the water, and we're this 100-year-old home that's kind of falling down, which there's something charming to that. But after 2 years of sharing a single vanity, it was necessity for Ethan and I's relationship to buy something. So we've been searching. We had a couple criteria. We needed 3 bathrooms, which is not very common in a condo. We needed a big guest bedroom for all of our family and friends who live out of town when they come and visit. And we needed a great space for entertaining, which again, can be a little bit challenging in a condo. So we wanted something that felt good at Christmas, that felt good in summer, where we can entertain our friends. So one other thing we had done is we'd lived in quite a few homes previously in the last 4 years. I think we've moved 5 times, or lived in 5 different houses. So we've had, the big house on the corner lot. We've had the 1-bedroom condo, the condo by the cottage by the beach. And every time we kept thinking about the places we'd love to live in, we always came back to a condo. We're both very busy. We'd like to just turn the lock and go away on our vacations and not stress about everything. And something that was really important that we were somewhere where it's busy, there's good restaurants, we can just go out the door with the dog to a cute dog park. And after searching, we ended up on this neighborhood after looking the entire Lower Mainland. So come here, I'll kind of give you guys a tour. We'll show you guys some before shots as well, just so you get an idea of what it looked like before we renovated. So this is what originally was actually used as a law office, which is definitely unique. So there was a lot of quirky details that you'll see in the photos. There was weird glass doors that partitioned the kitchen. But our vision for this space is this is what they called the den. We are actually going to use this to create like a really cute little dining room. Over here in this nook, we're going to put a cool bar, ignore all the garbage. And then over here, our half demolished bathroom. Not very cute to look at, but this is going to become, there was a shower, but because there's 3 bathrooms, the ensuite has its own, or the primary bedroom has its own ensuite, and so does the guest bedroom. So here we kind of just need a really bougie powder room. So we're trying to do like a moody, cool powder room. Our goal is to move this door here so that the laundry closet is more in the front entry hall. However, for a lot of our design to work, we do need to move some of the sprinklers. So that's a really big task. It's a little bit daunting, a little bit expensive. Today we're meeting with the sprinkler people, and I'm hoping that everything works because otherwise I have to redo my preliminary designs. So here is going to be the kitchen. The kitchen, which you'll see from the photos, was like a really narrow little kitchen with a peninsula. Over here, we had quite a bit of space in the hallway. And here we decided that we can actually make this smaller. So here is just over a 5-foot hallway, which is typical when we're doing the large homes that we do. But in a condo, relatively To this size, we thought we could make it a bit smaller to extend the kitchen because that's going to be a major entertaining hub. So we're going to have our fridge, we're going to have the stove over here. Here we have this really cool hidden pantry wall, and then we're going to push the island out. Originally, this is where the sink was. We're going to push it all this way a little bit so we get a longer peninsula. So the kitchen's better if multiple people are in there cooking or hanging out. The idea with the great room is this was kind of like living dining. However, I mean, you're not fitting a dining table and a living room. So with making the den the formal dining room, it now allows us to have a really cool sectional. Right now we have this really cool kind of sofa sectional. It's 150 inches long that we've selected from our awesome friends at Fab. They do all of our favorite upholstery pieces, so we're really excited about that. Yeah, and then over here is the guest bedroom. So we've already ripped this out quite a bit, but we're really excited. Like, I love when I go stay at someone's house and they have a separate ensuite for guests. So this is connected to the bedroom. We're gonna have a tub, shower over here, vanity, toilet, and then we're gonna do a soft closing sliding door. They had one of those old nasty pocket doors on this side, but I really want a niche in my shower for guests. So that's exciting. We have 2 closets. They're both kind of small. And then over here, the room is quite narrow, but it's long. So it's really nice because we'll be able to have like a desk and a dresser over here in front of the windows, and then a queen size bed with 2 large side tables. So still kind of working on this, how moody and crazy we want to go. One thing about this place is we don't think it'll be our forever home. In a couple years, when we decide to have kids, we'll probably want to build a house. But in the meantime, we thought this would be a really fun place to live when it's just the 2 of us. So we're kind of thinking like a 3-year place. So we want to be smart too for resale. We want it to reflect our personal style, but I also don't want to do something so specific that when we go to sell, it's going to throw off potential buyers. So it's kind of creating the perfect happy medium. And then over here, this is going to be the primary bedroom. So again, we kind of have this awkward, long, narrow bedroom. We love all the windows that they have. Over here, you kind of get a peekaboo view of the ocean. And then here, we're gonna do some custom wardrobes built in on each side of the king bed with bedside tables. So we're kind of excited for this room. We need the wardrobes too as well because the closet space isn't super sufficient. So we're redesigning it so it's very practical, but we're definitely gonna need the additional wardrobes for our shoes, bags, things like that. And then here, this will be really dark. I don't even know if the lights work. Oh, they do. Here, I'll show you the photos. We had this awkward acrylic tub that was connected to a shower pan. So you got like a tiny shower and a small tub, and instead, because we already have a tub in the guest bathroom, we're gonna make one kind of luxury shower with a bench and then a little linen closet here. And then here we'll have a small double vanity. Thank the Lord, so me and Ethan can stay married, because right now with the single vanity, it gets a little sketchy at times. So yeah, this is the tour of our place. Oh, we do have a little balcony over here. Nothing major. It's just, you know, you need a little fresh air. You can open the door. That's about that. But yeah, thanks for checking it out. I'm excited for you guys to follow along. We are now in front of my concept boards. I don't normally get to do this in a client's project, but it has been really nice to be able to work in this space. We've been bringing lots of samples by after work, laying them out, seeing how it feels. So what I did, when me and Ethan, as we've been manifesting this place and kind of looking for the perfect condo for us, so about a year ago, I wrote down all the things that I wanted and had to have in a condo, and I've been manifesting it. And at the same time, me and Ethan have had a shared board where we've been pinning, or even we also have a board on Instagram that we share. And every time we see an inspiration photo, we add it to this board. So once we bought the place, we went through by room and we took all the photos, every single photo we liked, and we put them onto the boards. This is about half of them. After we got the photos, we kind of looked at them by room and looked at the ones that actually worked with the architecture of the space. Obviously, when you have a photo of a 2-story living room. We kind of knew that wasn't going to work in here because there is nowhere to create that. So this is similar for what we do for all of our projects. We call this aesthetic direction. I do have a couple early phase material boards on here as well, but we start with the concept and the ideas our clients would like to see in their house. So even here, like I said, I have a couple materials. So this is our door hardware. We're really excited. We're working with Bradford Hardware. They're one of our favorite hardware stores in Vancouver. They carry our favorite brands. They're just like the most lovely people to deal with. So we have our moldings and our doors. This was something that was really important to me, that we have beautiful hardware. And then, you know, these were our photos we'd saved of architectural details. One struggle we have in a concrete building is that we can't put pot lights into the ceiling because it's concrete. So now what we have to do in certain areas is we have to lower the ceilings to allow for pot lights, but we have to do it in a way where it doesn't feel like the ceiling's gonna come down because we don't have super high ceilings to begin with. So that's been a big thing we've been working on. Today we actually have a huge meeting with the sprinkler people as we're trying to figure out how we can adjust some of the sprinklers, which is a very big job. It's not easy to do and it's not inexpensive, but we feel like the value is going to be there because it's really going to allow us to maximize the layout. So when we look at things like ceiling details, how is the drapery going to work? We're trying to see how we can take advantage of that. Over here, you know, we're starting to kind of manifest lighting for like the dining room. This is a light that we love from a local artist named Randy Zeber. His work is everywhere. It's in Architectural Digest, but we're really lucky that he is a local artisan here in Vancouver. Over here, we've kind of started to pick some of our faucets and appliances. This is for appliances, we're going to be doing Fisher Paykel. It's a brand that we really like. I was recently at their showroom in Toronto, and we really liked the look and the vibe. We kept debating between cooktops and wall ovens, but for the size of the space, we kind of had to go to a range. But I was like, if I'm going for a range, I want it to feel modern and chic, really cool. So very excited about that. And then over here, yeah, just kind of our kitchen boards. There's a couple details that we're still confirming. This is a kitchen by actually a local Canadian designers out of Saskatoon, Atmosphere Interior Design. They're a really talented couple with an awesome team, and they saw this really cool glass that they had done that we kind of want to use here. One thing we have to work here is we're not a corner unit. So all the light comes from one end of the apartment. So we're trying to find ways to make the apartment feel as bright as possible. So it feels really bright and inviting, especially at the front of the dining room. So trying to use different textures and reflective materials in a way that still feels cozy, but allows light is going to be a really big part of our design process. So yeah, this kind of gives you all the different ideas, you know, playing with different lighting, you know, niches, what are details that we want to see in the showers and materials. So overall, you can kind of start to see when you kind of pan over all of it, there's a bit of a cohesive feel in terms of finishes. Not that we won't have areas that maybe have a little bit more of a pop, but it's just a really exciting thing to look at for us, to give us a good idea, to help us build off of as we start to work on the more technical details and how we figure out how to get all the different things we need to function in this space, but also make it look beautiful. So yeah, this is the really big exciting part of our design process. Okay, well, you guys got to go. I got to finish taking down that wall. But if you want to follow along, check out our YouTube. See the link in our bio. Squeaky door.